What is going on, YouTube? Joe here with Culination Media, and welcome back for another live Pokemon Showdown session. Today we're going to be jumping into some RU, which is a tier I haven't played since I think the beginning of July, or somewhere around there, which is like 2 months ago now. So I'm basically going to have no idea what's happening in the tier. I don't have a lot of knowledge really at all about the tiers right now, just because I was away from the game for a month, and a lot changes. And you kind of lose some of your mojo, and you have to just slowly get it back. So I'm working on that. I threw together a team here with some Pokemon that I've used a bunch of times, some different takes on Pokemon that I've used in the past, and some Pokemon that I've never used. So we will see how that goes. Basically, also we have face cam going, obviously. So hopefully this pink shirt is not too distracting for you guys. Hopefully I also have the layout set up in a way that you guys can see everything, and it's not just taking away from the content too much. Again, I apologize. I know quite a few people don't like face cam. It's not their thing. But people don't like new things every single time you introduce anything new to a channel. That's just the internet. So I have like a red mark on my face, and it's distracting me. Speaking of distracting, but anyway, let's get into the team here. We have Wing the Flygon. This is going to be a special variant. It's got Roost, U-Turn, Earth Power, and Fire Blast. Max Speed, Max Special Attack. I decided to go with a Timid Nature. I might change that to a Modest Nature just because Flygon kind of needs the extra power. I also may change Roost for Defog because this team, yet again, has no hazard removal. For some reason, the last couple of teams I've been making, just no hazard control. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm doing that. But then we have Marcus, the Sneasel, and it's shiny, it's pink. Anytime a Pokemon has a pink shiny, I almost just can't resist. It's just too much. It's too much for me. Pursuit, Icicle Crash, Knockoff, and Ice Shard, Max Speed, Max Attack, and a Life Orb. Really nothing to say there. Then we have Quillfish, Puff Daddy. I don't know where I got that nickname. Black Sludge, Intimidate obviously is the better ability for a defensive-minded Quillfish. Spikes is nice for the hazard support, of course. Then we have Thunder Wave to slow things down. I opted to go for Waterfall, which hits a lot harder than Scald just because of Quillfish's stats. I mean, 95 attack versus 55 special attack. I'm going to be paralyzing things, so the extra Scald burning chance doesn't help me too much. Then I have Taunt, which stops hazards and things like that. 56 in speed, so that we will be able to outpace Adamant, Max Speed, a Tyrantrum, and paralyze it before it kills me. If it comes down to that, which that can honestly save you a game, because if it's setting up Dragon Dances, you could be screwed. So that's the EV spread there. The rest was in defense and HP. Then we have Bruno, the Steelix, Mega Steelix, that is pretty much a staple on most RU teams from what I've seen. Heavy Slam, Earthquake, Roar, Stealth Rock. Not really a very interesting moveset there. Pretty standard. The EVs are a little kooky. I've got 84 in speed with an Adamant Nature, which is just enough to outspeed the standard, very bulky, more defensive-minded Rhyperior set. So we should be able to outpace that, and then with the 80 attack EVs, I should be able to 2-hit KO it with Earthquake after some hazards, and I should also be able to outspeed other Mega Steelixes unless they're running a ridiculous amount of speed. I should be able to 2-hit KO them as well, with hazard support helping out. And then the rest of the EVs left over, I figured I had to choose between defense and special defense, and special defense seemed like the way to go there, just because Steelix has base 200 defense, and it might even get higher than that when it Mega Evolves. I don't exactly remember. But yeah, and Quillfish is defensive, so it's like, why do I need to add more into defense? But yeah, moving on, then we have Cosma the Sigilyph. This is a Pokemon I have not used since before Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out. And that's when everybody was still using the Cosmic Power sets. I mean, you still see it every now and then. I decided to go with similar set, but I decided to go with Calm Mind instead of Cosmic Power, Restored Power. It's got the Psycho Shift with the Flame Orb, so we can transfer some burns. Air Slash is the only attack because I wanted to have Roost on there as well. Because, yeah, that's basically how this thing defeats Stall. I didn't really have too much else to handle Stall other than Taunt on Quillfish, and that's usually not going to be enough. So, most Stall teams, if I play it okay, I can pull out the victory with a Sigilyph. The EV spread is kind of kooky. I decided to put a little bit of investment into its defense, some into its special attack, well, most of it into its special attack, and then the rest into speed, with a timid nature to outspeed as much as possible, basically the base 95 Pokemon like Drapion. And then last but not least, we have Margot, the Meloetta. This is a Pokemon I have not used ever competitively. Didn't really know what I was doing, so I kind of just, I'm winging it, basically. It's the Pirouette form, or I guess it is after you use Relic Song. So it's got Relic Song, it's got Close Combat, which is Stab once it changes its form into a normal fighting type. Facade is great to break through any potential, what do you call it? Status conditions. Oh my gosh, I had a huge brain fart right there. And then we have Knockoff, because Knockoff is Knockoff. Everybody has Knockoff on everything. So with all that being said, let's get into a battle here, and we will get going. I want to thank everybody for the support in the recent videos. I'm still trying to get used to this whole face cam thing, so I appreciate you guys bearing with me while I figure it out, because it's just an extra thing to juggle with actually trying to battle and trying to do the commentary make sense, and then remember to look at the camera sometimes and not be awkward, and it's a whole big thing. So I'm getting used to it. I know you guys are getting used to it too. Not everybody is warming up as quickly as I thought, maybe. I don't really know what to say, but yeah, enough about that. We can stop talking about Facecam. Let's talk about Pokemon. Okay, so I'm at the very bottom of the ladder. I have not played RU, so we're probably going to get some forfeits here in the first episode. But this is a pretty standardish looking team. The Ambipom is always annoying. He's probably going to lead off with that. I'm going to lead off with Sneasel, though, in case he decides to go with something else. He does opt to lead off with the Bayonet, actually, which is okay, I suppose. I can just stay in and Pursuit this, because he's not going to want to stay in, I don't think. I mean, Knockoff, that might even just kill him. So I'm just going to Pursuit. Actually, no, he stays in. And that did 52%. He stays into Willow. Okay, was not expecting that. I guess I'll just go for Knockoff here. This will probably leave him with a small amount of HP remaining. And then he'll just Destiny Bond me, I guess. But it's not going to matter, because I also have Ice Shard, and Ice Shard should kill from there. So it's really unfortunate. I basically sacrificed Sneasel just to get rid of this Bayonet. But I'm actually okay with that. Looking at his team, he doesn't have anything that's like super ice weak that I absolutely need Sneasel for. The only ice weak Pokemon that he has is the Togetic, and that is a fairy type, so that was probably not going to go too well for me anyway. He's going to go into his Jolteon here, and I just get a free 21% off with the Ice Shard as he tries to Volt Switch. That is not going to happen. That does not tell me what his item is. He still could be Choice Specs, or Life Orb, or Expert Belt, or Focus Sash. He could be anything, basically. I don't know. So we're going to go into Steelix, and Jolteon should not be able to touch me unless he's carrying HP Fire, and I do have Special Defense investment, so I'm not really worried. If he goes into Togetic, I can Heavy Slam that. So I'm actually going to go for the Stealth Rocks here, because that's going to be useful for the Ambipom, not the Ambipom. He goes into his Ambipom. It's going to be useful for his Venomoth and his Togetic. Now this could be coming in because it has Low Kick, which will do a lot of damage. I don't know if I want to take that much damage. So I'm thinking that I want to go into my Quillfish. Ambipom cannot really touch Quillfish. The most he can do is Knockoff, and I'm really not afraid of that whatsoever. So I'm going to let him fake out first, and now we're going to go into Quillfish. So that is the plan. Let's see what he does. We get that Intimidate off. He goes for the Power Up Punch. Oh, that's right. We're at the bottom of the ladder. But it's still Life Orb. Everybody runs Life Orb on Ambipom. Everybody. Let's see. I mean, I guess I can Thunder Wave. I don't think he's going to go back out into his Jolteon here, because if I were to attack, he's going to have all kinds of extra damage. Jolteon's going to be almost dead. I'm going to Thunder Wave. He does opt to stay in and go for the Knockoff. Does what? 37%. Gets rid of our Black Sludge, which is unfortunate. But I could power flinch this thing right now. Oh, I didn't even think about that. With the Thunder Wave and the Waterfall, I am blatantly running power flinch, and that is not what I like to do. Maybe I should change that. I like having Waterfall, though. Anyway, he's going to forfeit, so we are done with this battle, basically. Yeah, let's just go ahead and find another one. Honestly, I'm kind of happy that it lasted as long as it did, because at the bottom of the ladder, if you pull one prediction or if you just kill one Pokemon, even if it's not a prediction, if you just kill something, a lot of times they'll just forfeit. Alright, getting into the next battle here. This is a very offensive looking team. In fact, I don't see any defensive Pokemon really, other than maybe Bayonet, but that's not usually defensive. It has a lot of attack power. Durant, Scrafty, I could get swept by either one of those. My team really does not have an answer to the X-Cloud either, so that could be a problem. Electros is always annoying. And what do we have? Chinchino. That's really not as big of a threat. I really think Chinchino should drop down to NU. I really, really do. I mean, I guess I'm not one to talk right now because, like I said, still trying to get back into the swing of things. But even before, I thought that Chinchino could have dropped down to NU for months and months now. But he's going to lead off with his Durant, actually. And we're going to get the Intimidate off because I'm leading off with Puff Daddy. He has no way to remove hazards. He doesn't have any Rock Weak Pokemon, but all of his Pokemon are grounded with the exception of the Electros. So, Spikes would be very, very handy. He's going to stay in and go for the Home Claws here. So he's going to get his attack back to neutral, and he's going to boost his accuracy. Now I'm just going to Thunder Wave, because apparently he's trying to stay in. Stone Edge still does over 50%. Unless he gets like a super max roll, though, he's not going to be able to kill me with another hit. And Stone Edge could miss too, even though he's at +1 accuracy. He has Hustle. So, what is the item on this thing? Did he show a Life Orb? No, he did not, and he's not Lumberry. I don't know what his item is. I'm going to go out into my Steelix here. I don't want to completely lose my Intimidate and just have Quillfish basically be useless. Durant would have to be carrying Superpower in order to be able to damage Steelix significantly, and I'm not expecting that, and I can use this opportunity to set up the Stealth Rocks here, so that's what I'm going to go for. He opts to go for the X-Scissor. I don't know why. I don't know what he's doing. Why would you do that? Did you expect me to, like, pull a double switch? Back into what, though? Like, back into Quillfish? X-Scissor was not going to do that much to that, either. So I'm going to roar him out, because that Durant is really not a threat, and if I get some extra damage on other stuff, I will be a happy person. So we do roar him out into his Bayonet, and he's going to Willow me here. That's fine. I don't really need Steelix for too much. Do get off the Heavy Slam there for 38%. Looks like we can take him out with one more, even though he is going to Destiny Bond me. I do not need Steelix for anything. Steelix was really not going to help me do very much. The X-Cloud was going to be able to take me out with Fire Blast. The Electros probably has Flamethrower, and Scrafty will beat Mega Steelix one-on-one and be able to set up on me, and it just won't be fun. I mean, I had Roar, I guess, but really not that big of a deal. If it means that I can get rid of that Mega Bayonet, which is one of the biggest threats on his team, I'm fine with letting Bruno go down. So, with that being said, we need to figure out what he's going to go out into next. I'm just going to go out into Sigilyph as he goes out into his Electros. Honestly, this Sigilyph can sweep his team, with the exception of this Electros. So I was kind of hoping to get up a free Calm Mind on something else and maybe take out a Pokemon or two, but he ends up going right out into the Electros. So I'm going to have to make the switch into Wing the Flygon. And I did not take that knockoff very well, so I will roost up here as he's going to go for the Giga Drain. Okay, so he's like a mixed variant with knockoff as his only physical attack. What is with the brain farts today? My gosh, I cannot think. Okay, so Fire Blast did like 0. That did 20%. That's Life Orb Flygon. Now I know Flygon has like base 80 special attack, so I'm gonna U-turn out here. we'll go back into Cosma as he goes for the Giga Drain, and we can bait him to go for the knockoff here and go back into Wing if I really wanted to. The reason I wanted to do this was I wanted to make sure that I got up my my Flame Orb too, I guess. Did that really matter? He doesn't have anything that can status me. I don't know why I did that. I'm just kind of doing nothing right now. Just kind of treading water. I guess I'll Fire Blast again. Let Wing go down. I don't need it for anything. It does not hit anything on his team super effectively other than Durant with Fire Blast. And Durant isn't too much of a threat because it is paralyzed. So I'm going to go into Meloetta here, and if I can get this set up with a Relic Song, which does not do too much. Oh, we get the sleep too! Oh no! That sucks. I forgot that that even had a chance to inflict sleep at all. So now he's kind of screwed because I have my Pirouette form all set up, and I can just kill this with a knockoff, get rid of his Assault Vest. Explains why it was taking those Fire Blasts so well. I mean, also it's special Flygon, so can't expect too much from it. This just beats the rest of his team. He's got 3 Pokemon weak to close combat, and Durant, which I think after hazards will die to a close combat as well. So he also has no priority that I can see. Does Cinccino even get Quick Attack? If it does, I've never seen it run it. So yeah, this is looking like a win for us. I'm just gonna click close combat 4 times, I suppose, and my defense can just keep dropping. I guess the only way that he's gonna be able to come back here would be if he had a Scarf Pokemon. The Cinccino could be Scarfed. I've seen that before. I guess the Exploud could be Scarfed. Does Scarf Exploud even outspeed Meloetta? Exploud is not too fast, but gonna just click close combat. Down goes the Durant, and that's fantastic too, because that Scrafty had the potential to sweep my entire team, especially because Quillfish is weakened. So that could have been dangerous, but he's just going to let the rest of his team die, apparently. I mean, he goes into the Cinccino. I thought maybe that could potentially be his Scarfer, but I guess he doesn't have one, and he's going to go into his Scrafty here. So I'm just going to click close combat again, and down goes the Scrafty. So yeah, this is going to be a victory for us. Yay. Yay. I'm surprised that he has not forfeited, to be completely honest. Most people by now would have forfeited. Now he goes into his Exploud. That's going to go down, so we'll give him a GG. And we shall get into another battle. Hooray. Let's see. Let's see. This is a more standard looking RU team from what I remember. I see. This is like an all shiny team. Okay then. I don't like those for some reason. They bother me a little bit. I don't know why, especially because I like a lot of these shiny sprites, specifically the Excelgor and the Delphox. Camerupt is pretty cool looking. Not a big fan of the Hitmonlee, the Jolteon, or the Seismitoad, to be honest, as far as shiny sprites. But he might lead off with the Excelgor, so I'm going to lead off with my Flygon so I can Fire Blast it, but he does actually lead off with the Jolteon. This could potentially be bad news. I know a lot of Jolteons carry HP Grass, specifically for things like Gastrodon in RU, but they could carry HP Ice, and if it has that, Jolteon obviously outspeeds me, and I will be super dead. And I don't like being super dead. I don't even like being regular dead. Why would I like being super dead? It's just not a good time. So he's actually going to switch. Okay, so he has HP Grass or HP something that's not Ice. So he pulls the switch into his Excelgor. I'm going to pull my switch into Steelix because regardless of what Jolteon had, it was not going to be able to touch Steelix, so I felt somewhat comfortable there. But this Excelgor is a huge problem as he is going to set up Spikes, and I'm going to set up Stealth Rock, so we're trading hazards. I'm going to go for the Heavy Slam here. Please don't have Encore. Please. He has Encore. I had a bad feeling I should have clicked Heavy Slam first. I don't know if he has Focus Blast, if he's got Encore and Spikes. Probably not. He's probably got Bug Buzz and Final Gambit, maybe? Possibly. I don't know. No, he's just going to set up more spikes. As I go back out into my Flygon, I pretty much had to switch there, and now I'm just going to click Fire Blast, and he does go for the final Gambit, so it's going to be a double down there, which is a bit unfortunate. I even said that he probably has final Gambit, and I just let him kill Flygon, which was really stupid, because Flygon took on a good portion of my opponent's team. It might even be able to OHKO Camerupt. It would be able to OHKO Jolteon, which we found out probably doesn't have that HP Ice. It does not outspeed the Delphox unless it was modest. But still, Flygon would have been good to have. So that was kind of a misplay on my part. I don't think I played that too well. Yeah, so we'll see what he wants to go into here. I'm looking at his team. It's looking like that Delphox is going to be choiced, probably choice specs, if I really had to guess. He doesn't really need a Scarfer with something like Jolteon on the team. He does go into the Hitmonlee, though, because he wants to get off a Rapid Spin, most likely. I'm going to take advantage of that, hope that he wants to switch, because he does not want to get hit with a Psyshock. No, he stays in. He stays in. We score the sleep again on the Relic Song. That is really unfortunate. He was going to kill me right there with a Fighting-type move, I guess. Or just go for Rapid Spin. I guess it was that important that he was going to sacrifice his Hitmonlee. But now I can just kill with a Facade from there. Hitmonlee has really, really bad physical defense. So, honestly, Knockoff might almost kill. But I'm not going to risk that. I think he's going to leave it in. He might go for Mach Punch if he has that, but he doesn't. Or he just didn't go for it. So Hitmonlee is down. The reason I didn't want to go for close combat is because I did not want to lower my defenses if I can help it. I didn't think that he was going to go into something like Jolteon because that would just be sacrificing it. He's going to go into the Delphox here. I'm just going to click Knockoff because that'll kill... Oh, he's Choice Scarf. He is Scarf. I really thought he wasn't going to have a Scarfer because he had Jolteon, but he's got some serious speed going on this team. Some serious speed, so Margo goes down. That is a bit unfortunate. Now I have a really, really easy play here. I can just go into Marcus and just click Pursuit because we know that he's Choice Scarfed, so he is stuck either going for Psyshock or switching, and if I click Pursuit, this Delphox is dead. So that gets rid of his Scarfer, which again could be an issue later on, especially if I need to keep Sneasel around. Looking at the team, I might have to just for Ice Sharding the Jolteon. I don't know. Depends on a lot of things. He's probably going to go out into either his Jolteon or his Camerupt here. If I had to guess, probably Camerupt because I can't kill that. My most powerful attacks like Knockoff doesn't really do anything. And Icicle Crash would be my other attack. That's really not going to be doing enough either. Do I really need to keep this around? This is a tough one. The Ice Shard could be useful, and I really want to click. I just want to click Icicle Crash. That's what I'm gonna do. So thankfully we connect on that. That does 55% of this Camerupt, as he's gonna take us out with an Earth Power. I don't know if that was his best play. I guess he was predicting me to predict a Fire type move, and then he would hit the Quillfish on the switch in and kill me from full health. But I also have a Sigilyph, which could have switched in there. I mean, granted, the chances were pretty slim that I was going to bring that in. There really was no reason there. Now, I outspeed with everything. The question is, what do I want to go into here? I don't know if Air Slash unboosted from a Sigilyph will kill this thing, because Camerupt is fat. I could go out into my Quillfish, but he does have the potential to save this thing for later on by switching in the Seismitoad, and Seismitoad kind of poops on my entire team. So I'm going to have to go out into Steelix here, because the one safe move that I do have is Earthquake that hits everything. That might even be a 2-hit KO with hazards on the Seismitoad. If it's offensive, maybe. Jolteon obviously is not going to be switching in, so I think he's going to have to give up a Pokemon here. Seismitoad is his win condition, so he needs to save that. Yeah, he basically just has to sacrifice his Camerupt there, but that was obviously dead in the water. Anyway, or dead out of the water. There's a dead camel. Goes out into his Seismitoad here, as expected. I don't know what this is going to be. I don't know if this is offensive or not. He's got a lot of offensive Pokemon. This team is mostly offensive, so I would not be surprised if this was a more defensive variant, but I really don't know. Gonna get an Intimidate off in case he's physical, but he hits me with a Hydro Pump and shows off the Life Orb. This is actually going to work to my advantage because I'm going to be able to weaken this thing just with Life Orb recoil hits. I'm going to set up a Spike because I can't hit him with a Waterfall. I did not think he was going to go for any non-attacking move, so might as well get that extra damage if he decides to switch out. Every little bit counts, so I have to go into Sigilyph here. I don't think I can kill that Seismitoad with an Earthquake just yet, so I'm going to set up the Calm Mind as he goes into Jolteon. So I'm at +1 special defense, and I have my burn thing up, my flame orb, yeah, burn thing. So at least I can't get paralyzed. What I could do is Roost to see how much damage this incoming Thunderbolt is going to do. And if he tries to pull a double switch, which he might if he thinks that that is going to win in the game, which it would, I don't want to take the chance that he double switches. Because if I switch into my Steelix and he switches into his Seismitoad, I just lose, I think. Yeah, I don't see getting out of that. So I'm going to have to Roost here. And that does 99%! Holy cannoli, Batman. That is ridiculous damage. At +1 special defense, he shows off the Life Orb. Now I have to switch because he's just leaving Jolteon in. And he fires off HP Grass, I'm guessing. That does not do nearly enough, and I think I just win from here. Well, no, not necessarily. It depends. Still depends on that Seismitoad. He's not going to switch it in here. He's just going to let Jolteon go down. He's going to go for HP Grass or whatever it is again, which he does, and Earthquake will take it out. But because Steelix was able to survive, he's going to have to come in with the Seismitoad, take all that hazard damage, gets him down to 57%. He's going to have to hit me with whatever attack he's going to hit me with, probably Earth Power. And that'll take out Steelix, but he takes another 10% due to the Life Orb. And I basically just have to survive one hit here. So I should outspeed the Seismitoad. I can Roost up. Even if he hits the Hydro Pump, I don't think it's going to kill me. And he misses anyway, which is really, really unfortunate. I don't know if that really mattered. I mean, I was just going to have to Roost stall him and then eventually just click Air Slash and hope it didn't miss. But I can set up a Calm Mind here pretty much free of charge. And he goes for the Hydro Pump again. That does 62%. So I guess that miss really didn't matter too much in the grand scheme of things. Now I can just go for Air Slash. If I miss that and he hit a Hydro Pump, I think I just lost right there. So I probably should have Roosted. But I decided to live life on the edge just this once. Just this once. We get the victory. We get up over 1100 on the ladder, which is nothing, basically. It's probably going to take the whole session for me to get anywhere close to where I would like to be, and even then, probably not. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, this first part of this session. We have 2 more coming. Hopefully the team can put in some more work. If you guys enjoyed this episode thingamajiggy, feel free to leave a like or a comment or whatever you would like to do, and I will see you all next time. But until then, game on.